56 years old, I could have $14 million if I did this, which I could. I'm going to be talking about why I'm investing in the stock market, or why I'm in the stock market at 16. But before I start, by no means am I even close to an expert. I'm not Dave Ramsey, I am me. So I may say something wrong in this video, but I also do know more than the average person. So that is why I want to make this video and help you guys, or maybe even change one of your lives. I started looking at charts and I was like looking at them and reading them and watching videos about patterns. And if you do create an account and go through all that stuff and use a link that I give you or someone else, you could use someone else's or you could use mine, which is in the description. We both get a free stock if you go through all the stuff, and you don't even have to put money in, you just have to verify your identity, and then you both get a free stock up to $250. You could get like a share of Apple, or you could get a $5 stock like I did. So if you buy and sell a stock in the same day, that counts as a day trade. You could buy it Monday and sell it Tuesday, and that's fine. There's no day trade there, it's just a swing trade, which is my primary method right now, other than holding long. I have like 75% holding long and 25% I play with on a day-to-day basis. The average rate is like 10% on an index fund, so it would average out. So if we take a look at the 5-year chart, 60% in 5 years, and it's down, or it's only up 1% on this year. So 12.16% per year is pretty good. That is very good. Let's say, okay, so I'm 16. Let's say 24 years from now, I'll be 40. And let's just say I have $10,000 in the market right now. And let's say every month I throw in $500. Okay, but let's just say 24 years, $1.02 million. Now let's say that you put $1,000 a year, almost 1.9. And this is 24 years. Say we do 40, so I'll be 56 years old. $13 million. $13 million. 26 years or 24 years is not a lot of time. It isn't short term, but long term it's not. 56 years old, I could have $14 million if I did this, which I could. Let's say that you only have $5,000 you're willing to put in the market, and you only are willing to put in $500 a month. Still nearly $7 million. And yes, this is with the 12%, but let's put a 10%, okay? 10%, even that, $3 million, 40 years with $5,000 and $500 a month. That's putting $6,000 a year into the market for $3 million. Let's say you have $25,000 for whatever reason. You have that much money that you're just able to throw into the market, and you put in $1,000 per month, 6.6 million with a 10% rate. And here's where I come into play, you know, if you're trying to figure out how you put money into the market. So on Robinhood, you just type in VOO. This is probably my favorite one, Vanguard 500. They pay a dividend of 1.91. So for every share you have of it, you get, it's either $1.91 or 1.91% of your stock, which is really, really good. So on top of making the 10% per year, you're also earning money like I think it pays out every quarter, and you can just put that money, it goes right into your buying power, and then you'll be able to do that again. And I always recommend making a limit order if you ever are to buy anything, because if it goes up, you're just gonna pay extra when you don't want to do that. So if this was 242 and we were at like an active, it's Sunday right now, so the market's not open. I would set, like, if I wanted to get in today, I would put one of like 241.25 on your limit. And then shares, good for a day, and then review order. Obviously, I only have $30 of buying power because I'm already in other stocks, and I couldn't buy a full share, so I just have $30 sitting there. Now, there's also a ton of other ETFs you can get into, like the Dow Jones, the top 30 U.S. stocks. This one's good too. This one's actually up 2.62% on the year, which is better than that one. And 70% in the past 5 years, which is even a higher rate. Or if you're feeling a little bit more risky, this is one that I'm very interested in. It's PowerShares QQQ. So it's technology, top 100 U.S. technology stocks. It's a little bit more volatile, down 3% last Friday. 7% in 1 week, which is really, really risky, which is why patience is key. But I hope this video helped inform you guys on how to get started, or what route to take. If you're under 18, I recommend you talk to your parents about this and not just go steal their social security number and sign up, and have a good discussion about them. Explain to them what it could look like in 40 years from now, so you aren't worrying about retirement and that kind of stuff. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please be sure to drop a like on it. Share it with your friends if you want to. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.